Inspiration, motivation, and encouragement is brewing. Welcome to the Tea Time with Tan podcast, where you experience innovative solutions and creative ideas designed for your colossal dream success. Let's sip. Here's your host, Tan.
Hello, and welcome to the Tea Time with Tan podcast show. This is your host, Tan Tate, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Guess what? Today is January 2nd, 2019, and we made it, y'all. We made it. So many people didn't get to see this year, but you and I did, and we are having the opportunity to colossal size 2019. I want to thank you for joining in and listening today. I would like to welcome my first-time listeners. Thank you so much for choosing Tea Time with Tan podcast show as a podcast to listen to pour into you. And to my returning listeners, you know what time it is. That's right. It's time for our Get It Together moment. That's when we take a moment at the beginning of our podcast to get it together. You know, sometimes we need to straighten up our clothes. We need to sit a little differently. And in this case, you may need to get your pen, get your Tea Time with Tan journal where you take notes so that you can go back and continuously refresh yourself of what the tea is today. Let me tell you something. We got some good tea that we're going to sip on today as we begin this journey in 2019. So go ahead, y'all. Go get it together. And y'all know what I do where y'all get it together. I'm going to jam a little bit of my music. While you guys are getting it together, I would like to remind you to connect with me on social media. You can find me on Facebook and on Instagram, the IG at I am Tan Tate. You can find me on the Snapchat and Twitter at Anointed to Speak. That's the @ symbol, Anointed, the number 2, Speak. So make sure you connect with me on all social media platforms. And also, if you have any questions, any topics that you would like to see me to discuss or talk about, email me at myfavebrandis@iamtantate.com. Again, that email address is myfave, that's MYFAVBRANDIS @iamtantate.com. See, I want to be one of your favorite brands, y'all. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started today with a brand new episode as we go into the year of 2019. I said episode, but I meant series. And we're going to be talking about learning to delegate. I know it's the beginning of 2019 and most people are talking about goals and, accountability and making sure that you follow through. But as I began to review that entire process of us getting to the next level, I realized in order to do so, you have to know how to delegate. Because let me tell you something, you cannot do it all. You cannot do it alone. Every successful individual has a team. So as you begin to transition to who you are becoming, living your dreams, thriving in your purpose, I want to share with you the importance of learning to delegate. So today in episode 1, we're going to talk about priorities and why it's important to have priorities. We're going to talk about the benefits of delegating. So hopefully at the end of this session, this episode 1, you're in a better place to delegate. So I always like to begin with the definition of the topic that I'm using for a particular episode. So today, delegate. It's about entrusting a task or responsibility to another person. Now I want you to think for a minute. When is the last time you delegated something? Think about it. When is the last time you delegated something? And I'm not talking about gave or requested someone to do something you didn't want to do. I'm speaking about something that you knew it needed to get done, and you said, I am going to let someone else take care of this. Because sometimes we become hoarders of our purpose, of our goals, and what we need to do, because we won't trust anyone to do it. It happens in the workplace, it happens in families, it happens in schools, it happens in churches, it happens everywhere. And if you know that you've been a hoarder of your purpose, of your goals, in other words, the things that you needed to get accomplished, the thing that you were created to do, you haven't been effective in it because you needed to delegate some portions of it to someone else, but you just hoarded on to it. So therefore, you haven't been thriving in what it was you were supposed to do. If that's you, I want you to just stop what you're doing. Stop the music. Stop the music. I want you to stop what you're doing and begin confessing. I do delegate. I know the importance of delegating. I will share my purpose. I will share my goals so that I can live who God created me to be. Colossal. And you may notice that I'm using that word colossal because, yes, we all know what it means to maximize. We all know what it means to be in the mega. But when you colossal, I go to my favorite part of the definition of the word colossal, and it means extraordinary. Extraordinary. So when you can achieve extraordinary results, when you can live colossal, when you can take your business, when you can take your family, when you can take your purpose to the colossal level, that means that it is extraordinary. You are succeeding extraordinary. And that is how, I don't know about you, but that's how I want to live the rest of my life. I want to be colossal. I want to live in the extraordinary. All right, back to the music and back to the episode at hand. So here's some steps in learning how to delegate. The first thing you need to do is learn to let go. And, yes, there are researchers out there. Yes, the experts have said this and they've said that. But I'm going to go with Nike right now. Just do it. Make a choice. Tell your mind, I'm letting go so that I can see what I heard. I'm letting go so that I can see what I heard. And what I mean by that is whatever God gave you, whatever your vision is, whatever your dreams are, you need to just let go of that hoarder mentality, of that lack of trust, and begin to delegate. Now, sometimes, because I can hear you. I can hear your teacups kind of rattling. You're like, you're kind of stirring nervously. No, she just don't know. I've been burned before. I've been down that road before. I've done this. I've done that. That's why it's important to have that intimate relationship with God so that you can always have a fresh anointing of discernment. Because it's important who you let go to. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. We're going to talk about establishing your team. But right now you're still holding on. You have to let go. Just do it. Let go. I know you've been the one that always made the peach cobbler. I know maybe nobody can make the banana pudding like you. I know can't no one articulate it like you. That's why it's important to make your vision plain, to write it and make it plain so others can run with it. So maybe you've been hoarding that peach cobbler recipe. Maybe you've been hoarding that banana pudding recipe. It's time to share it and let it go. Step number 2, create a team of experts. This goes back to when I was talking about the discernment. You have to know who you're delegating to. Now, you can't delegate something to someone who's not equipped to do it, especially if you haven't prepared them for it. For example, back to the peach cobbler. Oh yeah, I think I may be making a peach cobbler soon because that's kind of resonating in my spirit right now. Back to the peach cobbler. If you never took the time to show your daughter how to make the peach cobbler, or your son, if you never shared the recipe, then how can you delegate this year you make the peach cobbler and then complain when it don't meet the standard? That's why it's important that you let go so that you can delegate, because we're going to talk about the benefits of delegating in a moment. The peach cobbler can be good when it's delegated to someone else to do. So create you a team of experts. In other words, what is their skill set? What is their area of expertise? If you solicited a life coach, brand plug moment, I am a certified life coach. I have over 20 years of performance coaching. I have gone through some things. I've gone through the specialized training to get my certification. So if you need a life coach, hey, here I am. Okay, back to the podcast. Experts. What is your team's skill set? So the example I was using, if you formed a team and you have a life coach on that team, you are delegating whatever that goal, that purpose that you're trying to accomplish. You're partnering up with someone. You're saying, this is where I want to go. I want an intentional partnership with you so that I can be successful in achieving this goal. So when you're in your sessions and you guys are strategizing, don't leave what the life coach in you uncovered in that session. Go and apply it, because you acquired an expert. So when you formulate your team, if you've gotten an accountant and they're telling you the best way to diversify your income, your revenue,